But I don't have any solution for her. She should dance to her own tune.
No, but you see, we can't.
He who pays for the piper calls for the tune. When you were making someone's son innocently a victim to your scheme, you know you have somebody that you are with, good or bad. Then this young man comes into your life and you pretend as if he's the only person in your life. And when it happens that way, you know you have a partner. For all you know, the young man had plans. So apart from the disappointment of you not telling the person the truth, maybe the person has plans, moving a certain dream, his own fantasy world has placed you somewhere, giving you a special place, and you were playing on this innocent young man, and you want solutions. Hello, you want solutions. Then this greedy old man too, I'll come to that. And then Kokwafoni be a young boys are. You are there with your wife, you are there with your girlfriend. The last time I went to the shop to buy something, and I went with one of my boys, and he's married. When we got there were these young ladies who came there to buy, ladies' clothes and then, dresses and all these things. And I asked them, so how much is one? They said, one is 4,000 Ghana cedis. Okay, one is 4,000 Ghana cedis. I asked the young man, how much are you paid? He said 3,000. I said, pray to God that your wife wouldn't meet a man who will bring her here and buy 2 of those dresses for her. Your marriage will be on the rock.
So in that case, who do you blame? Do you blame the person receiving or the person giving?
Look, it's symbiotic. It's a two-way affair. Some of our rich men, people in higher positions, instead of helping the young boys to settle, to establish, they are rather using their affluence to give them broken heart. And the boys will bring you broken heart. Sugar daddy, open the phone lines. The big men that we revere so much, that we respect so much, Saserkuti or Saserkunim, no Saserku girl.
But is it not a non-ending cycle? Because the young boys also become old men.
That is where the problem is. That is where the problem is. Tick for tack, because he's being a victim, so that pain is there.
So he has to.
So when he gets to that level, it takes the grace of God and people with strong heart to say that, look, I didn't enjoy it when I was subjected to
so I'm
that.
not going to do it
and I'm not going to. Yes. Or else the pain is there. So when you meet talk to these young guys, talk to them. They are losing their girlfriends to affluent people because of scout or girls. Watching Crawford girls have girls were 20 because he has money. And young boys, then I'm also making today. Let me go raw.
Go on.
And a boys, then I'm a boys and you're booking had because the penfona say girls now. Your salary one day or the never call a year or never call lunch. No, I spread those salary. You that money you are managing it for 31 days.
But say young boys, no, so also in the name of, it is my young era age, let me explore. They are also causing harm in their own way.
Look, let me tell you this. Most of these young boys that you see who claim to be happy, they are not happy. When you get close to them and you talk to them, you wouldn't be. Don't let me mention names. What is here? So that the old man, that is the problem I have with him. It may be true that genuinely, the one too is there.
And he wanted to marry. You see, Kumi, there's a part of the story that we are all ignoring. And if you guys don't talk about it, probably in my submission,
okay,
I will.
Don't worry. Let's go. Which part are you talking about?
So the fact that this old man met a young girl. Okay,
and wanted to marry her.
And didn't want to just have a fling.
So there was
her.
a goodwill there.
There was a goodwill there.
Yeah.
Went to the parent, and now the parent said no.
There was a goodwill there. For that one, you can't fault him. But I'm just taking the opportunity to address the concerns the young men are feeling. Charlie boys, they cannot talk about it. Some of us, say boys and men. When they see us, they think we are one of them. Even though we are not one of them.
Yeah.
But because of the way we are,
can relate and open up and
Charlie boys are dying. Escafone de music guess ni too much. Almost guess now. What is it?
Almost be we need to do.
What is it? Almost say market now.
Yeah, so.
So this young man that I went to the shop with, can you imagine? You received 3,000 Ghana cedis. Even in Ghana now, a Juma ubinya 3,000 Ghana cedis. Look, let's do a vetting here in this house. How many people receive 3,000 Ghana cedis? And somebody takes your wife, not your girlfriend, to shop. At 4,000, or 2 million, 8,000. The woman knows your salary because she's your wife. You open up to her. Somebody has spent that money. The next time, because you don't. Your salary self, if you buy one, so that one too is there. Now let's come to this innocent young man. You've met somebody. You think that you've met somebody that you genuinely love. Then there is a pregnancy. The excitement that comes with fatherhood. That is, if you are ready, it comes with a certain excitement, and for all you know, you've informed your family, you've informed your friends, and all these things. Then later you get to realize that you are being played at. The girl is wicked. She should be punished, and God will punish her.
Jesus. You see, so
no, I told you today I'm going raw.
Kumi.
No, she's
a human being.
She's a human being, but the person she's subjected, what that will be saying? Look at the expectations.
In the
expectations. Charlie, my woman.
But you see, Kumi, the reason why I'm saying,
only for you to realize that you have been played that. Why do you need to grow?
Kumi, need to make us yem tuyable. Na yen custom and say, asema me girl niti. I won't defend her in any way.
Her head is too big for you to defend.
Wrong is wrong, and we must not condone wrong.
So now she wants solutions.
But she's a human being.
She wants solutions.
A lot of men do it too, but they won't. You wouldn't agree that we how do I even say this? We compare both. It's just like also being married.
I don't believe in gender. I believe in actions and inactions.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, it's just like also being married as a man and going to have a child out of wedlock and now coming to tell your wife about it.
What
it's
is
also
wrong is wrong.
It is also the same kind of feeling, So I think wrong has happened.
Yeah.
And I'm very,
now
very
she wants
happy
solutions.
that you're passionate.
Bold enough.
Yeah.
She should be bold enough and go to the man's house. Look in the eyes of the man's wife and the man's kids. And tell them that when your father was alive, you, madam, I was the side chick to your husband, and see what will happen. She should be bold enough. She wants to. I've given a solution. She should
go. But the solution you're giving, it is like
the realistic solution.
What do you want?
That's the only way out.
Because she wants the family to know, and the problem is not the family knowing just because the family needs to know. Because she cannot take care of the kid. You cannot eat your cake and have it.
Yeah.
You decided to go into a secret relationship with my husband. Then you come back to tell me my husband is dead. And for that matter, you want me
to help support the kid.
Come on, who does that? You want me to raise money? I pity the kid. It's unfortunate that he or she was given birth to by an irresponsible mother. I pity the kid.
How is she irresponsible?
That is the highest level of irresponsibility. How can you subject your child to?
So let me ask.
That's inhumane.
Okay, hold your guns. Say what you said. And
I
let
was
me
also
ask.
thinking maybe the man has properties somewhere, and she's aware the man has some properties, so she's trying to go to the family to inform them. Then, just maybe in case when they are sharing.
So let me ask this question. So Zarko, let me start with you, and I'll ask you too, Kumi.
Yeah.
So should she have aborted the child?
Yes, for me.
She should have aborted the child. Should she have aborted the child, Kumi?
Abortion, I don't support. But she should have gone.
So you see?
She should have gone. You see? The problem is not the baby. The problem is her trickery. Trying to let both worlds believe that you are.
Meanwhile, you are not.
That is where the problem is. The problem is not the pregnancy. The problem is the way she handled the issue. She was trying to be smart in a buabono. So had it not been, said this young man demanded for a DNA test. What I say? Nanko de ashene kon or that
Jata biole.
what I say? Or de ashene kon. We did a story here where this man sent a message. Later we spoke to him, he called. I remember we did the story here. The man has 4 kids with a wife. The man is outside. Now, he believes that the first child, the second child, the third child are all his. But the last child, she's not too clear. Because of the timing there, he came down and the time that he was told that, there is a pregnancy and all these things. Now he decided to take the kids abroad. It ended up that the last one was rather his child. The first 3 were not.
Jesus Christ.
You see, people are going through pains and we cannot talk about it because Sankawu or no ni nua bema. Enanko baby this adwene we adwene kase we di na investment, emotional attachment, investment and all these things.
Yeah.
Then because you cannot take nanko betime, okay, let's say come on man adwuma and a man be adwuma man na nkasa amri otimi ko back timi ya etimi hwa akra na nko beka se emu ano. She is seeking for help because she cannot take care of the child. That is basic. So you expect the family, that woman who toiled with the husband, I don't know that part, blah blah blah, but at least having stayed with a man for interstate succession law, when there is a breakup, you need to share because we believe that the person at least has shared something, contributed something, either emotionally, physically, psychologically, and all has contributed. Now you are coming back with a burden.
So Kumi, so for you would have rathered that when she got pregnant, told the man and the man said no, she should have also informed the young man about it.
Yes. At least so that the young man wouldn't be a victim.
And give him the opportunity to make a choice, whether or not to leave or still be with her.
Yeah, because you've played him.
Right.
You've played him. And me, look, when you look, people can look into your face and lie to you, build your hopes high, knowing that they are killing you, they are stabbing you in the back, and they are all lovey-dovey. And you are a devil's incarnate.
Oh.
You are you a snake.
This lady is already going through it.
She should go through it because she chose to go through it.
Oh,
what up? Have you thought about that young man now? What the young man is also feeling,
going through. Yeah.
You want to play the victim card. You are not a victim. You are a culprit. So if she wants solutions, I've given her solutions. Uncle Papa ni fie ho. Okwa unkanche Papa ne say time a wukuno te ase na me ne twempana. Mene na na akra ne mitimi hwe ne ntime de ne ba wo so ya no pass kakaka na papa ndija no sa fa to kokuma me ba ni. What nonsense.
And the old man too, Charlie. Yeah, mumbuan check a cray. Mumbua without receiving anything. If you see a young lady and you think the lady has potential, I mean beyond, I don't know why a lot of people can't do that. Is there a reason? Kumi, as it is now, if you grow old and you see a young lady, let's say me, I'm younger than you, and you see that I have potential, can't it be that you just help?
You see,
and not receive anything in return?
Given is a gift. Given is a calling. Given is advancement. People who give without expecting. It takes the grace of God. Some of us, we have a lot of people that we help. We don't expect anything from them. Me, my godfather, Gianna chose that. He just constructed a whole police station, hospital. It was trending. This town in BA where pavement blocks. It was trending on social media.
You showed me.
I showed you some of the videos. He's been doing that. So it takes the grace of God. But people have become so self-centered to the extent that they don't see why they should help you because where is your father? No, man, it's all been a woman, no papa. So why should I care? That mentality. And there are people that they are doing it because they didn't expect that they will get there. So they are doing things that they wanted to do when they were young. They are living their childhood dreams. They couldn't womanize. What is it? If we are given and we I mean who na me feel I me from me catch or me yadao. You me anyway another what is it? I will approach you. I wouldn't want to use money to lure you. A weak mentality when you're guy. What is it? To boy ni pana boano. But unfortunately, that is where we find ourselves. Most of these people who do that, they are living their childhood dreams, things that they wanted to do when they were
younger.
We are I always tell people that the women we dated when we were young, but I say, hey, yeah, they cannot go to where we will go to, but still age them. So if somebody who has lived this life like me on the street, seen everything, if you are given out something, you give because you feel like giving.
Yeah. Not because you necessarily.
But the people who didn't have that privilege to explore and by grace they've gotten to somewhere, they want to buga because now I get money, so get a crowd and fun because who be you then things. But some of us more that. If I go call you Noel, I come, I they love you. What's up? Because when you say yes or no,
I go my way.
What would it take from me?
Sasraku, you are a much younger man. I'm sure you're in the same bracket as this young man also caught in the fray. I mean, put yourself into the young man's shoes.
Charlie.
Already, he's getting emotional.
Charlie.
How would you go about it?
Charlie, that was what I was saying when I was reading the story. I was like, Charlie, me knowing that you are my girlfriend, you are going to give birth. I've told my family. Then later I find out I'm not the father of the kid. I always say something, mental health. I wouldn't be stable. Like, me someone didn't cry for I'll go off. I'll break down.
Oh.
Seriously. Me, you see me walking giddy by emotionally. I'm a different being.
Artist manager,
Charlie. Boss, it not be easy. So I'll be like, Charlie, me partner would do me. I can't take it. Like, I wouldn't have the conscience and brains to think well.
Charlie, the trust.
Small broken heart cry.
So all these are no boom Jimmy for. You know, it's not about the personal. Normally, it's not about the personality. It's about the breach of trust.
Yeah,
that's where the issue is.
And then you start thinking through me
taking her to antenatal and all those things. I will have those.
And even considering the fact that he initially had a hunch, wanted to go and do the DNA, and then she manipulated him into believing, if you do that, it means you don't trust me and all of that. That is the height of wickedness. I have to say, I have to admit.
That is where I'm saying the lady is very wicked, untrusted. She's not faithful. Uncle solving the issue, like just go to the family.
I've given her a solution. Go and tell the wife that you know I was dating.
Before she enters the house,
she should go with security.
Yes. Charlie, maybe even the wife is even sitting in the house boiling. Like on one him say nani kunu ye bibi wo town. Nti your trauma nipa na aba nti the abati ho. Hey, wanna if I was
let's also look at parents who, so for example, your daughter is not a kid. She's more than 18 years. Yeah. Let's say she's 20.
Yeah.
She comes home to you with a 70-plus-year-old man who wants to marry her. First of all, your daughter even having the courage to bring the man home is a sign of respect, in my opinion, and then a sign that she's made her choice as an adult.
Okay.
Now, let's look at the father now disagreeing to the man marrying her daughter. Is there something wrong or there's nothing wrong with that?
You see, if the lady brought a young man and the father said no, even with that, he has a reason. There was a day, let me bring you back to another topic that we treated, that a man said, I will not allow you to marry my daughter because you are always in club tea, multicolored club tea. And people were like, oh, multicolored atari keke. No, nye keke. Because businessmen, people who belong to various sects, they have colors and their interpretation and their meaning. You know, wearing multicolored, to them, it presumes that you are not settled, you are not matured.
Even in Nigeria here, if you wear certain colors, it means you belong to a cult.
And you are not man enough for him to hand over the daughter to you, because it's a big responsibility depending on the projection, the vision he has for the daughter and all these things. So some of these things, it comes with...
But is there not something wrong with that? That you have a vision for your daughter. Why don't you believe in your daughter's vision?
Unfortunately, we were born in Africa. This wouldn't have been a problem if it were to be in the Western world. We are growing. We will get there someday to come. So if you are there, then your daughter comes with your senior in school. When I say your senior in school, somebody who is older than you. That this is the person I want to marry. The first thing that will come into your mind is, well, you may not have a problem, but don't forget, we come from a society and we come from a family. You know, the pressure that comes with it and all these things, our perception, our religious inclination and all these things will play a role. I'm not sure the man is smart. I'm every father wants the best.
So is it wrong or is it right? I want to pick your thoughts on that.
On what the man did?
On he disagreeing to the man marrying his child. Was it wrong or right?
I can't pick a position now because you
Right.
see why I can't pick a position is he knows why. Maybe because you see, you know, our elders, they see a lot of things that we don't see. You know, and a typical example, the lady even gave a reason, a motivation why he brought in a young man. You cannot satisfy her in bed. Then okay, I give my daughter out to you. It's a temptation. My daughter might not be flirty, but you get married to her and you know you can't satisfy her in bed. She will be tempted to.
But I don't think she gave the dad that information.
No, but he's old, so all these things will flash
Okay.
through the mind. He'll be thinking about all these things. So what if? What if? What if? What? Okay, there are some dads will agree. Okay, this man is rich. Oh, looking at him, he might not live long. At least his properties will come home, and all these things. The greedy ones will. But what if there is a problem? He cannot satisfy her. What becomes of her? Would she be happy? Can she stay? Would she be forced to, you know, bring in another person, be promiscuous? And that is not how I brought you up. I brought you the Christian way.
Wrap it up for me.
And all these things will come to play. So sometimes we should understand exactly why the father decided not to. But in our part of the world, the age gap, I don't know the lady's age, but from the description, the age gap may be too big, too wide for the father to accept.
For me, I have a very conflicting perspective. I think we allow societal norms to influence our decisions so much.
Sometimes
we
it's right.
forget. Sometimes it's right, but I always say this, and when I do, people don't agree with me. But anyway, I'm still going to share my opinion.
Yeah.
Because these societal norms were enshrined in a certain era, and we've moved several years ahead from that era. Why are we still upholding those norms?
It depends.
I struggle with that.
It depends. There are some you need it. Because you see, let me tell you this. Even in religion, if you speak to theologians, they will tell you. Anywhere religion went to, it was being influenced by the geographical settings and the cultural beliefs of the people. So you can't take it entirely out. Just that it should be modified
Exactly.
to suit modern trends. But you don't discard it. So
I'm not
we
for
should-
discarding
we
it.
should
but
sieve it.
Exactly.
We should sieve it and which one best fits
And
our
whose
today.
job is it to
That
now
is where
do
the-
that?
that
That
is
is what
where
the
the
problem is.
problem
I think
is.
it's all of us.
Yeah, that is where the
It
problem
is all of us,
So,
our job.
so you know, I pity the young man. I pity the child, and the lady. I know she might have regretted her actions at first.
She
Maybe
has.
you know, to err is human, to forgive is divine. Vengeance is the Lord's. But she's putting herself in a very dicey, tricky situation. She should pray over it if
Right.
she believes in God. Pray over it
And
for
she
direction.
should start doing right.
Doing right.
Yeah.
Maybe God will help.
Yeah.
But as it stands now, going to the family, there should be a plan. There should be a plan. She should seek one legal counsel and two seek psychological counsel.
Yeah.
You know, because you could see that she's in a tight corner.
She is.
She needs psychological counsel so that
Right.
she can be guided.
Right. How about you, Sasrako?
Yeah,
Wrap
I
it up for
totally
me.
agree with what Kumi is saying. My sister, go on your knees, pray to God, go back to your father, ask your father for forgiveness, and ask him to guide you and help you in going to the man's house to sort things out, and let's see what happens.
Also ask forgiveness from the young man as well.
Yes, the guy. Yeah.
Anyway, let's do some messages now, and then I'll share my opinion. Ubuntu lady says, "My dear sister, when you were enjoying the old man, nothing prompted you to at least talk him into visiting his family just for once. Also, you said in there that you don't know any of his family, so how did you come about that phrase, my son looks so much like his children? Obviously she's done her digging. Wherever you saw his children, for your son to look so much like them, his family are, or is there, okay, I don't really get it. But anyway, Elikem also says, so right now my woman is dating another person at the same time. Women. Agbovi Anunya Kwame Fafanyo says, my sister, you see, while you were enjoying, we knew nothing about it. So anyways, you know exactly where to go. Avocat Noble says, women. Peterson Flame says, hey, am I safe? In fact, I have a question. Is the one you are dating also dating you? Yao Seti says, greed. I don't have any pep talk for you, woman. Setafeji Kwe says, come to my court and let me sentence you to life imprisonment. Where were we when you were enjoying? Everyone knows the consequences of your actions. Shaking my head. Amayao Kofi says, when you were both enjoying, you did not ask for my advice. Now you are asking because you lost both. My advice is simple. Give me a Nokia 3310 charger to charge my phone. Nathaniel Doche says, this is our generation. We don't fear anything again. Dating two people on at a goal and you were happy about it, go and face your own account. Mekwame Jinyame says, you know where to go. No need for any advice, madam. Makafui McDestiny says, please, today's date is what? Maxwell Sam says, and you still know the fear women. This one also says, my dear sister, please tell the old man's family about it and focus on your child and your life. From Francis Kelly, Marco inside prison barracks. Postal says, good afternoon, beautiful people. So here is my opinion. I think that I'm going to take this down to the root cause, and I'm going to take it from a parenting perspective. I think most parents have failed. The older generation parents, most of them have failed in the sense that we do not raise our children to understand the power in their choices. We do not teach them about choices and how to make good and bad choices. We don't do that. We do not also tend to believe in them in such a way that when your child makes a choice, tell them, if you feel as a parent, if you feel there might be some repercussions, explain it in detail to the child. Let the child understand. And when that is done, leave the choice to the child to make, because you have taught this child how to make good choices. And how to identify what bad choices are. And you've also told the child and trained the child to believe that for every choice you make, there are repercussions or benefits. So if you make the good choice, you reap benefits. If you make the wrong choice, there are repercussions. We don't teach that when we're raising up our kids enough, in my opinion. So I think that is where I'm going to take this from. I feel there's a problem with this lady's upbringing. And that is why she would make such a one-sided, greedy decision. She did. I don't think she really understood her choice at the time she was making.
Smart,
yeah. She probably thought, let me just look out for myself. But sometimes selfishness will land you into trouble that you can never make it out from. So I think the parents, if you're listening, it's not too late if you still have a child you're parenting or somebody you're parenting. I think it's important you teach these kids about choices and let them know what right and good choices are. And then when your child makes a choice, it is not for you to now put in your personal sentiments and use it to spoil the child's choice. Be confident in the fact that you have shown this child, you've taught this child about choices. So when they make their choice, it's not time for you to now be selfish about the choice they've made and impose what you want on them. Because how you lived your life or the mistakes you made or the things that you did that has made you become what you are at the moment doesn't mean that is the same thing your child is going to go through. Everyone has a path they will chart, and everyone's results will be different. It's not going to be the same. But you're right, Sasrako, when you said that maybe a penny now or be who or be catcher or no. Yeah, so fair enough. Let her know this is my opinion about what you're telling me. Nonetheless, I'm going to leave you to make your choice. But I need you to understand that when you make the choice, you're either going to reap benefits if you take the right choice, and if you take the bad, selfish, greedy choice, someday you are going to reap the repercussions. Unfortunately for this young lady, she made the bad choice. And so whether or not she fully understood her choice at the time she was making, I do not know. I can't tell. But obviously she made a bad choice. And she's got to go through the repercussions.
Yeah. I think that one day we should talk about, you've raised a pertinent, issue. There are a lot of people who are living the dreams of their parents.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There are people in professions that they don't have passion for.
I have a friend who has a mother, and she's dating a certain guy. She knows the guy for herself and knows that the guy is not poor. He's not rich. He's well-to-do. He's comfortable.
Yeah.
And she constantly has a mother drumming it down her ears. Charlie, makwano si daima, maninye se memi sono. Na mema say na no mo ye mami. And every time when she's talking to me, I'm like, let your mom understand that her life is not your life. She can't live her dreams with your life.
Yeah. That is one side.
She can't do that.
It starts from the choices of courses we do, even from school. I want you to be a doctor. I want you to be a lawyer. I want you to be this. I want you to be that. Yeah. So there are so many people who never had the opportunity to live their
dreams,
calling dream.
It's messed up.
They lived all their lives living the dreams of their parents, and it moves from one generation to
another, and it continues.
Can you imagine, like, if me, Kumi here, I'm to be a doctor? How weird that would be. Dr. Kumi,
right?
Because all my life, my passion is for the arts.
Right?
I
and
draw,
there's nothing wrong
I
with
paint,
it.
I'm to tie and diabatic, I'm to fluting, dancing, singing, I'm into radio, TV, movies. That is me.
Yeah.
So if you tell me to go to nursing training college, to go and do
what? Exactly.
But unfortunately, we have thousands of people, and it is part of the reason why we don't grow as a people.
Yeah.
Because we don't allow our kids to discover themselves so that they can impact positively.
And I hope that people listening don't think that we are some holy, perfect people.
No, we are not holy.
For me, for instance, I have made even with my younger sister, she wanted to do home economics. I said, no, go and do general arts. I imposed my wants on her. And so it's something that we keep learning. But when you learn, implement it. Implement, what you've learned. So, young lady...
we need to talk about it. Because do you know that when I went to secondary school, I did business? Yeah, I did accounting, costing, and IBM. And I was one of the best students, accounting. Yeah. But my passion was for art. So do you know something? I'll go to the accounting class. The visual art students, when they are drawing, I'll go and stand by the window and I'll draw with them.
Right.
And sometimes, my works were better than them. So it was the drawing and painting and drawing teacher, Mr. Aka, who said, so why don't you join us?
Yeah.
So at the point, I had 2 classes.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah, because my accounting master says you are one of my best students, so I will not let you.
Don't let you go.
And my family too want me to be an accountant
I see.
because you are good in mathematics.
Meanwhile,
my passion is for this.
Yeah.
So finally, second year, Form 2, I decided to join the visual arts class.
Anyway, thank you so much, Kumi and Sastraku, for sharing your thoughts. So yeah, young lady, they've said it all.
Yeah.
I think the only option you're left with is to first pray about it, seek counsel, and be bold and go and see the family of this man who has passed. Because that's their family. The son you have is also the family of the late man's parents. And then whatever that transpires, you'd have to face it. Unfortunately, you'd have to be strong. And I'm hoping that you go through the emotion. Don't be bitter, and do not raise your son up, with your bitterness. Okay? Now you're an adult. I'm sure you've seen the repercussions of your choices. Do better. If you go to the family and they accept you, we bless God. If they don't, you would have to be a strong woman and raise this child on your own. But I know God is merciful. Okay? Every other person can turn their backs on you. They can judge you. They can say all kinds of things. But God is merciful. Pray to him. Ask him for forgiveness. Ask the young man who you have wasted his time also for forgiveness. It's important he forgives you. It's really important that young man forgives you. And then the rest, God will take care of you. And I mean that with every ounce of emotion in my body. God will take care of you and take care of that young, innocent boy. I love you. If you're listening, I love you so much. You will be fine. Okay? You will be so, so fine. But that's all there is to our show for today. I've got 5 minutes to get out.